Hi, welcome along everybody. Today I'm going to do a review and a test of this saw, and it is the Fury 5S, and we're going to run it through its paces with a few different materials and see how it gets on. First of all, we'll go over the specification of the machine and the controls. Okay, here we have the machine specifications. I'm reading straight out the book, so we make sure we get it perfectly right for you. And there we get our depth for cuts 85mm and depth for cut 45. Obviously it does mild steel plate, 3mm thick, mild steel box section as well, so that's quite handy to have. The motor's a nice big 1500 watt motor, and the table dimensions is large, quite well. You can see that when it's standing around it. It's a big old table, so make sure you have room for this. And it's got a good speed, and I think it's going to do quite well, this machine. The blade, 10-inch blade, and which is about normal for this size of saw, and it runs at I think it's 3,200 per minute on the old speed of the saw with no load on. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'll just take you over the specs of the actual saw now. As you can see, a large machine, very well specified, and it's got lots of nice little bits about it. We have our sliding edge here, which you undo and clamp along like that for our materials. Slides in there. We also have a sliding mitre block here. This is this here. And again, you can slide it in either side and just use your stabiliser if you need to. You don't have to, but if you want to stabilise it down and clamp it down, you can, and that'll help stabilise whatever you're cutting if you're doing mitres. And you can see on here that this whole mitre block turns to the degrees on the setting there, so you can get your mitres about right. Okay, added to the machine we have these rear stabilisers, and that's going to hold it a bit more solid for you. And we also have extraction hose to get away most of the debris. This can be connected to your workshop dust extraction system, and that will obviously take care of a lot of the dust for you. Being just a home worker, I'm just going to fit a plumbing pipe fitting on here and just direct it into the bucket underneath, because that's going to do for me. That's all I need, because I'm just a home worker, so that's going to do it for me. And really now we'll just show the controls on the front of the machine. Here we have our controls for the machine, our Evolution, and the on switch under there, nice and simple, nice and easy thing. And here we have to raise or lower the blade. So if we start to spin this now, we should find the blade lifts up there. I'll take that up there, you'll see her rising up. There's our multi-purpose saw blade, which, as you all know, with Evolution can cut through most materials, metal, sheet, alloy and wood, with nails in, which we're going to show you in a second that it can do. Also, before we go away, I'll just take the blade up again. There is another lever for doing angles, a little button here which we can swing around, undo it, and it will turn the whole thing. So if you stand back there, but you'll see the whole blade turning, so that we can set this to cut any angle that you care to mitre in. So that is really useful, that we can turn that blade. Okay, so that is just another really good addition to it, and we can get our blade angle about right for whatever we want to do. Today though, I'm just going to show it straight cutting through a range of materials. Well, as usual, I'll put the safety gear here, just so you know. I like to use gloves as well. Face mask if you're using a machine in an environment where you're going to get plenty of dust and you've not got a lot of extraction. I'm outside, so I don't really need this today when I'm cutting. Of course, the essential glasses, that's a must, and ear defenders. It can be quite loud. Okay, so get that out of the way before you do anything. Make sure you have these safety items. You don't necessarily need the gloves or that, but they're a nice idea, I think, to have with it. First of all, we're going to do today is cut this piece of wood, which I've banged nails in the end of, and we're going to see how she cuts through there. Okay. So before we begin, adjust the blade. I like it just a little bit above, about ½ inch or so above, but that is your choice. Make sure it's going to cut right through the material. We don't want it just half going through at that depth maybe rather than the top, so make sure that you set that to cut right through and you've got enough clearance. Okay, so ready for our first cut, and it's wood with nails. gloves. Wait till the machine's completely stopped, okay, before removing anything. Make sure that it is off, not spinning. Here's our first piece, and we've cut through wood with nails. There you can see clean cut through there. I've left a little drawing on there so you can see that we've cut that piece of wood, and it went through it like butter. So let's move on. We're going to do a bit of metal now. Okay, bit of metal tube this time. See how we get on with this. There we are. As you probably noticed, this piece that I cut off shot to my right hand away, so do be careful when you're cutting bits of metal like that, because it's so light as well. Once it got through, it just flew away, so do be careful on that side if you're cutting tube like that, okay, because that was such a tiny end. Do a piece of block wood this time. Make sure you use your pusher, don't get your hand anywhere near the blade if you can. Okay, we're going to push it like this and keep this hand this side, but do be careful, don't get your hand anywhere near the blade. So we're going to do this one next. Okay, just to show you about how important it is for the blade to be the right height, because the blade was down lower there, wasn't quite high enough, the wood hit the stop there. So something to show you, I deliberately did this just to make sure you know that that blade has got to be the right height so it would clear. See that there? So obviously I got stopped there because that blade wasn't quite high enough, because our guard stopped it there. Can you see that? So that's another little thing, another little tip. Make sure that your material is going to pass right underneath like that. You can see the cut is magnificent. I'll cut it again the other side just to show you. There you are. That is a really lovely cut, lovely cut. Last and not the least, a sheet bit of metal. Well, I will do one angle on a piece of wood after this just to show you the saw cutting an angle, but this is a very important piece because a lot of people cut metal. It's a good bit of strong stuff, and we're going to put a cut, see how it cuts through this, shall we? Wait till the machine is stopped, and there's our cut. Not bad at all, very, very good indeed. Lovely and smooth, pretty good really. Wouldn't need much tidying on that, so that's good clean cutting. Okay, we'll do our last thing. We'll do a bit of an angle on a piece of wood, and that will be it for cutting of the machine. Okay, going to do an angle cut now with the blade tilted on the side. Wait till it stops turning, that's it. And there we have a lovely join. Look at that, that'll be pretty good. There, I'll show you that side. That's nice. You're always going to get that on the side that's been cut through. It's quite normal. but that is a nice cut through there. One last thing, as you can see, lovely measuring gauge there for really accurate measuring cuts here, which I really do like. I think that's a really good bonus, and really adds to the quality of the machine. I like it. Well, to summarise then, a great machine from Evolution. It's the Fury 5S, a great model. I really think it's got a lot of good uses in most workshops. If you're in the market for a machine of this type, this will be without doubt a great useful tool in your workshop. So there we have it. Comes with a thumbs up recommendation from me. I like it. Great bit of kit. Okay, that's about it from me. Usual place for all my videos. You know where to go, Derrickton33. Thanks very much for watching. Bye bye.